All right, all right. Thank you all for joining us this evening. This is Zach Ross with Ox Billiards. We've got a WNT style 9-ball match between Michael Johnson and Ben Dwan. Looks like Ben's going to be winning the lag here. So if you are unfamiliar with the way WNT 9-ball plays, you have to break from the middle box drawn at the top of the table. The 9-ball is also spotted on the dot as opposed to the 1-ball. We are playing all ball fouls, 3-foul rule, push out, jump, etc. This is a race to 9. All right, so Ben with the break. Missing the one in the side pocket, just barely. I suspect Michael will play a safety here. Could be going for the bank. See how offensive he wants to play. Okay, thin cut. Nice shot. Had a bit more angle. All right, so the 2 doesn't quite go in the lower right corner here. Nice little cross bank separation. Looks like the cue ball path doesn't quite go straight into the 2 because the 6 is in the way, so Ben may have to kick at this. Really good hide. All right, so Michael's going to be looking for 2 rails here. Possibly 3, catching that 2 sort of on the left side. Hit that one a little narrow. Need a little bit wider of an angle to get that top short rail. Suspect Ben will draw this back. Pretty big draw. These tables have a little bit of roll to them. You've tuned in the past and are familiar with the Ox table. Currently using Andy Premier cloth here. Nice shot. This will be, cloth actually will be replaced in a couple weeks with Brunswick Centennial in preparation for the Seattle 9-Ball Open, hosted on March 28th through the 30th. So Ben looking pretty good here. Just needs to swing this 2 rails. Play this with a little bit of follow to get back across table for the 7. Yeah, so Oscar Dominguez actually suggested that we replace it with the Brunswick Centennial. And actually, Michael Johnson here, he co-owns Beyond Billiards in Florida, actually has the same cloth installed at his club. So pretty good reviews of the Brunswick Centennial. And I think it still will be gray. Can't confirm that at the moment, but I think it will be this shark gray color. Yeah, so nice try on the safety there. I think he wanted to lock the cue ball up behind the 8. Kyle asking if did Oscar give any specifics on why he likes the Brunswick? Not that I know. I suppose it's probably just from experience. Samantha asking in the chat, they're just playing the format. Yes, that's correct. This is just the WNT format. The actual event will be the 28th through the 30th. Just thought we would get some WNT 9-ball format exposure on the stream prior to the event coming up at the end of the month. So no, this is not a qualifier or anything like that. Just playing for fun. It's a Michael, the first rack on the board here.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I think it's one of the silliest rules.
They are playing winner break, rack your own, which is the same rule set for the WNT. The 64-player roster is currently full, but if you are interested in getting on the wait list, you can email Mike at oxbilliards.com. Now we're pretty stoked here at Ox to have sort of the big first calendar date for WNT. I suppose they were co-sponsoring Derby City, but this is sort of first big stop here, in the States at least. All right, so unfortunately, Michael didn't really catch that break. Caught a little too thick. Sort of the box break. You almost want to do like a bit of a cut break with some draw, but caught that one thick. Ended up in the side pocket. So now Ben, we're working with ball in hand here. Looks like he's going to be able to squeeze the 2 by the 3. Good position. Don't think he'll be able to avoid bumping the 3. So pretty good safe with what he was given. Looks like Ben might be able to see the thinnest part of the 3. Potentially pocketable here in the lower right corner. However, the kick, sort of the kick and stick if you will, is probably the more optimal shot. Caught that one a little too thin, unfortunately. So Michael working with ball in hand. You want to stay on the underside of the 5, so unless the 5 kind of goes by the 6 in the lower left corner, which it might. Camera angle slightly deceiving here. So if he plays above the 5, there's a pretty decent chance for a run out here. Nice shot, staying below. Sophia in the chat saying, "Let's go, Dwan." How you doing, Sophia? It's nice to have you on the show. Last week, you and Kyle played a great match. Last session, rather. Losing track of time. Little reverse bank opportunity here for Mike. Interested to see what he does. He could reverse bank and kind of swing the cue ball around for the 7 in the same pocket, but looks like he's going to go for a separation safe instead. Pretty nice. Left distance and parallel. Samantha, do you folks have PayPal or Venmo for stream support? Yeah, if you check out the description of this video. Venmo donations are at Ox Billiards. That goes directly to the club. If you do decide to donate, let us know that it's in reference to the stream. All right, so Michael looking pretty good here. Just needs to hit the 7 thin and stay the cue ball on the lower end of the table. Oh no, that got away. A little surprised he hit it that hard. If he would have left the cue on the lower end, could have gone 8 ball on the side. But unfortunately now, ends up a little awkward. So I think the only safe here would sort of be banking this 8 onto the short rail and sending the 8 to the sort of left lower side of the table. This also works quite well. Samantha, you are all good. Don't know where you are tuning in from, but it is almost 7:30 here in the Pacific Northwest. All right, so Ben, unfortunately, catching that a little too thick with the double kiss. But not too shabby. Leaving the cue ball almost frozen to this rail here. Hey, Samantha, thank you so much for your donation. All right, Sacramento. So I was actually in Vegas recently. Played a team that plays out of Hard Times Billiards. And they were a strong group of players. Ben, no, the rattle. Sophia asking if both of these players are going to participate in the WNT event. I was chatting with Ben. He said he is not playing. And I don't think Michael is either, but his buddy Raymond Linares will be, so Michael will be on site hanging out. I believe both of them co-own Beyond Billiards in Florida. All right, so Michael taking the second rack here. Yeah, I really want to get out to Hard Times. I've heard a lot of really good things about it. It was kind of funny. One of the players on the team that we played, his name is John Hausch. He was saying that there's so many good players at Hard Times and that they were sort of training for the Vegas event, that all of their Fargos were just sort of staying the same because they were just trading racks with one another. And I think John was maybe like a 560, 570, something like that. And the other two players, Kat and Daniel, also very strong. So gold division. I think they ended up making it to the single elim.
And Jeremy Long.
So Michael with the break here. All right, so Ben with the opener. Good leave on the 2. Probably just draw below the 9-4. Oh, Came up. All right, nice shot. Why play past the side pocket when you can get above it? Probably use 1 or 2 rails here to get back up above the 5. So a little bit on top of the rail here. Hey, Raymond Lenars in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Let's hear a predicted score line. Everyone in the chat, I want to hear what your final predictions are here. Michael obviously has the 2-0 lead. But 9-ball being 9-ball, anything can change. Let me know your predictions. In the booth with me now, owner, proprietor of Ox Billiards, Michael Dominguez.
How you doing there, Zach?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah, this is a great matchup here. I like both players. It's going to be, I know it's 2-0 here, but my anticipation is going to tighten up a little bit as we go on. Michael seems to always be in stroke, which can be frustrating if you're playing against him. But, I mean, just got to dig in.
Oh, the rattle.
Here's your chance. Here we go, Ben.
Yeah, I was shooting with Ben a little bit, warming up, and his break has been pretty good. So we'll see if he can take this rack down and what he can do from there.
Yeah, just don't leave yourself a thin cut or a bank on this. He's 2-0 down. He doesn't want to give up the 9-ball to Michael, so just cue ball control here.
Almost under hit it. This is going to be a little steep, but
A little bit more work than he would have liked. I would imagine this is sort of that in-between shot that he didn't want to leave himself. Nails it.
nice shot.
Gotta be a confidence builder. I see you, Lenars, in the YouTube chat. How you doing? Can't wait to see you here at the end of March. You have quite a following here in Seattle, Raymond. So I think there will be a lot of people here. Looking forward to seeing you once again. And as far as copyright-free music, this is pretty jammin'.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I was trying to find music that will allow us to still get some monetary views from this, but it's hit or miss sometimes, the music. Sometimes it sounds like you're in an elevator or a carnival. So,
This has some 1980s gym vibes to me. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get in shape,
push
everybody.
it to the limit, you know? All right, so Ben barely missing the 1 in the side pocket, but manages to take the 7 in the upper right. So has a pretty decent opener here.
Yeah, it's gonna takes some finesse to get down to the 2. You got several balls in the way. He's looking at that side cushion. Bring his cue ball down to see it.
A little bit of follow here. Might be able to find that window. I caught that one a little too thin. But not the worst outcome.
Yeah, that long cloth. Let the 1 ball go. Hiding behind the red ball.
Yeah, and the jump here, unless you're Jesus Atencio. I don't know if you saw that match against DeLuna. He used a bridge to jump from this location. So that was pretty cool. And he made it look effortless. I was like, oh, sweet. But
I've seen and done bridge swerves, but never a bridge. Like, what was the bridge that he used?
I think it was just like the standard bridge.
Are you kidding me?
And he somehow flipped it on its side so it's taller and just like, yeah, it's pretty nutty.
Good old Christian Younger's in the chat. How you doing there, Christian? Missing you. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Nice contact there. Leaving the open shot, but much better than ball in hand.
Just missed the black ball here. On the way up. Oh, easily missed it.
Yeah, he wanted to get above the 3, but he's going to find some trouble here.
Yeah, you got to know shooting that 2 at that angle that the cue ball would just rocket off the cushion. You just have to know that on any table.
Might be getting a little bit lucky here. Maybe able to see a piece of this 3. No, yeah, I'm actually be able to see the whole thing. Yeah, I think hitting that with just a softer speed would have given a good separation while sort of hiding the 3, but unfortunately poking out now.
Yeah, getting to the 4 here.
Yeah, nice shot.
I was about to say it would take some work, but he handled it well. In the YouTube chat is Sophia. How you doing there, Sophia? You played so well. I had no doubt with you in the doubles match, only because I've seen you play on these streams, and you always do well. And of course, I know who Kyle is. And the big thing about these type of matchups is how comfortable are you on the TV table? And so I just I predicted based on that, and you did not. You did not fail. You guys won that match. Congrats.
Ben with the pocket rattle. In pretty good shape on the 8. All right, so far this match seems like Michael has been able to capitalize on some late rack mistakes from Ben. So see if he can continue that streak here. Hit that nice. Came up on the opposite side of the 8, so probably run this 2 rails now for the 9. Unless he wants to stun across. I think I would roll forward like that, yep. Oh, he's going to catch it high. So almost on the 50-yard line here, but has a good enough angle. Go in the lower left.
Yeah, this is your 9-ball shot.
This is sort of a classic shot.
You
when
don't know
when
this
you when
shot.
you get out of position, this is sort of the classic shot. So watch out, scratch.
So you cannot concede here. You got to make them shoot it. But that shot right there, I remember one time before 9-ball league, I was practicing that particular shot, like, because it's classic. If you don't know it, then something like that happens.
Mhm.
And so I felt good about it. And then
You encounter it.
once like league started, like
Yeah.
never came up. It just
Yeah.
like, come on, man, give me this shot. I know this shot. It just never came up. But anyway.
Yeah, that's funny, huh? When you you relentlessly practice something and then it just never shows up in the game. All right, 2-2 now. Ben set to break. Haven't seen any predictions in the chat for the end game here, so let us know what you're thinking. If you enjoy this type of stream, please hit the like and subscribe button. You can ring that bell as well to inform you of when we go live. This will probably be the last stream before we kick off the WNT event. I believe these tables will be refelted around March 15th, so might be able to squeeze one more stream in between the 15th and the 28th, but we'll keep you all informed. All right, Raymond saying 9-7 MJ. We've had a lot of really close matches on the stream recently, so would not be surprised if this goes hill-hill or close to. Rob Blanding in the chat saying 9-7 Michael as well. So Ben, unfortunately, catching that ball, throwing off the angle. So ball in hand here. 5 to the 7. And sort of draw back on that for position, so as long as Michael doesn't get out of line here, rack is looking pretty good. It's going to want a little bit of an angle on the 3 here to sort of draw off of it for the 4. This looks pretty good. Maybe just a hair of lower right. Make sure he gets above that side pocket. Nice shot. Okay, so just a series of draw shots here.
Yeah, he's got to land perfect here on the brown ball, which is in the middle of the short cushion. Not a easy thing to do.
Handled that well.
Yeah, and also has the angle to do something with the cue ball. Might be a bit straight, but you can just draw back one cushion. It looks like he's going top, so it must have some sort of angle.
Yeah, way to get the angle there. Kind of did a little bit of a force follow. All right, well done. Taking advantage of the scratch from Ben. Running out the rack. Do you have any insider secrets you can share with us about the upcoming WNT, or any little little breadcrumbs you want to drop for the viewers here?
You know, no.
That's fair.
Sort of.
Sorry, guys. I tried.
Raymond, of course, will be here, but you know, it's been an interesting setup to this tournament. A lot of moving parts with various gears involved. So, you know, we won't know until we know. All I know is that it's going to be an amazing event. We're going to have the WNT ranking points divvied out to the money winners. And could that be you? Who knows? Have you signed up?
Oh, I've signed up, but
we have 30 people on the waiting list.
Wow.
We
Okay.
have about 6 spots left for WNT players out there. Whoever wants to take them.
Only
Yeah.
6 available for WNT
Yeah.
players. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a
But
pretty
don't
good.
be discouraged. Like
Yeah.
last year, we had several groups of 5 on the wait list that did not respond or couldn't play. So even if you're number 28, 29, 31 on the wait list, the chances of you getting in are still there. You know, you just never know. Life happens. So you just step up in someone else's spot. But you know, we're very thrilled with all the pros that we have. We have the returning champion defending his title, Georgie. So he'll come back, and if you are looking for some lessons, just reach out to Georgie Georgiev on Facebook or Instagram, and he'll schedule you or a few of your friends for a clinic. So yeah, reach out to him.
All right, so after a really nice cut on the 1, Ben just caught this 2 a little too thick. Rattled the pocket, so really giving chances to Michael to capitalize here. A little bit of follow on this shot. It's looking pretty good. Each ball kind of leads to the next, so if he can sort of stay in line here, might have another good run out. Sort of ended up on the wrong side here, but he could try to play for short side position on the 6. There is sort of a natural tangent line towards the right side of the 6.
What?
Yeah. Played it maybe a little too careful. Almost got the leave on the 6.
Yeah, I always say that these pockets have very deep shelves. That's one example.
Ended up a little bit straight on the 8 here. So I think if he just does a little bit of a pinch drawback. Okay. Ended up with a stop shot. Not bad. Go 9 in the upper right corner.
Oh no.
Might get it in the side. No.
Yeah, we all leave shots for ourselves. On that 8-ball, I'd go forward. A little bit of fall, come off the short cushion, give me something. But for Ben, he must have liked that shot into the top corner. Oh no.
Oh.
It's not that deep of a shelf. So he's
Yeah,
gonna shoot it.
unfortunately.
Technically. Let's see what happens here. Yep. Yep, on the spot there, Ben. Oh, Ben took off his sweater. He's in it now. He's got his blood pumping.
All right, so the scratch, making this a 3-3 game instead of a 4-2. So yeah, I did sign up for the WNT. I think I was the first one to sign up. Go me, smashing that refresh button.
I have to say though, Francis was messaging me about the time he was like, "It's not working," and then she got in. She was, I think she was number 2 or 3. But yeah, it was.
It wasn't working at first, but I was like, okay, hold on. Let me refresh a few times. Okay, sweet, it's open. Yeah, so I'm pretty stoked. My odds are, 1 in a million, but
1 in 64.
okay, 1 in 64. Oh, right, yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually really hoping that I can link up with a pro in the first round. I know it sounds sort of like the antithesis of winning, but also I'd rather sort of have that experience. So wouldn't be the worst case scenario in my opinion.
Yeah, some players are giant killers, and others play to whoever they're playing's level. So, I mean, it's so difficult to play against a higher level player and say,
Oh, sure.
that we're just the same, we're taking the same shots. And
I mean, I like to think that I play up when I play someone above me. There was a 10-ball tournament here last year, 10-ball open, and I drew Mark Goodwin in round 1, and he's like a 680 Fargo, and I only lost 7-4. So got a decent number of racks in, but it didn't really feel like I was completely out of the match, which felt nice. So any dog can have his day, as they say.
yeah, you got to wish that your best day is against their worst day.
Yeah.
and
And consistently.
that happens to upper echelon players as well. We look at pros that how did that pro beat a certain pro, and it's because their best played against someone else's unlucky. I don't want to say worse, but whoa,
Unlucky like that.
yeah, it could have gone in.
I actually think a really good example of that, to your point, was actually in the final 16 of the Snow last year. Tyler Steyer versus Jeremy Long. Jeremy Long just came out ripping, and I think he had 5 or 6 break-in runs, and then he won the match with a golden 9-ball break. So it was super impressive. I think he ended up winning 11 say like 11-2 or 11-4, something like that. So
And here's one thing that I don't think I've ever said on the stream, but he after the match he came up to get a drink or something, and I looked at him and I'm like, 5 breaking runs, what an amazing set. And he looks at me and says, how else are you going to beat these guys?
yeah,
So it wasn't like, oh, I'm so lucky, and I'm not saying he wasn't humble. He was very humble, but at the same time, he knows what it takes.
he knows what the stakes are.
He knows
Yeah.
what it takes. Get it done. Every break is just one shot. So just get that one shot perfect and then do your job. And it was crazy because I was expecting, the humility of like, oh, I got lucky. I was like, no, this is what you have to do to beat these people.
All right, so Ben overrolling the 7 here just ever so slightly. Kind of finds himself on the 50-yard line. Looks like he is going to try to send the 7. I don't know if I like sending this in the top left. It's so close to a scratch with the cue ball. Unless you can like hit it thin enough, sort of with the inside spin to avoid. Yeah, see, yeah.
The
That's
brown would have went
unfortunate.
in. The cue ball would have stayed out. If you rewind that shot right there, if you look at the angles, if that brown would have gone, if he made the shot, then he wouldn't have scratched. I guess what I'm trying
Right,
to
it
say.
would have done the exact opposite of what happened. Yeah. The cue ball would have barely caught the corner. Yeah. All right, Sophia in the chat saying 9-8 Ben. So really tight scoreline predictions here. You've been tuning into the last few streams. Scorelines have been rather close, so that's what I try to do. Try to match up games that I think will be close and not complete blowouts.
You're the mach maker.
Yeah, I'm the mach maker. All right, so Michael with really smooth position here. I would be moving this rack out so quickly, but
Yeah, there's so much to look at.
nice out. Cue ball's safe. 4-3, so players trading racks here. Last couple racks going into rack number 8. Any of you are not participating in the WNT, I believe we will have tickets for sale to view in person. So,
Yeah, this year we're having 3-day passes, whereas last year we didn't. So just go to oxbilliards.com and look at their store. And then just get a 3-day pass. We will be streaming our main matches on WNT TV. So if you have an account with WNT TV, then you're all set up. If you don't, then there's a small little paywall for you. We'll also have a secondary channel on YouTube doing probably about 4 tables, 2x2, like we did last year. That one will not have a paywall, but there will also be no commentary on those 4 matches. So the best way to do it is just come down in person, visit with the players, visit with the rest of your community.
yeah, come and hang out with me.
He might pull you into the booth.
Yeah, I might pull you into the booth. Could be your lucky day.
We got word today that Jam Up will be having a booth.
Oh,
or
sweet.
A vendor booth here. He's going to take one of these snooker tables and they're going to have special Seattle 9-ball open jerseys.
Really? Okay, that's cool.
So you can purchase your jerseys. They'll be limited edition. So get here, pay your $40 for a 3-day pass, get your Jam Up jersey, and a lot of their other wonderful jerseys and T-shirts that they do for us. Jam Up is a huge supporter of us. What is this guy? This guy wants a drink. Okay.
Yeah, nice follow shot attempt here from Mike. Unfortunately, not finding the window for the 2, so gonna opt for a kick here. Because this 2 is off the rail, you almost want to hit the second rail just before the 2, so you can send the 2 in the left corner. Yeah, I caught that one a little thick, but pretty good outcome here. Hey, Don Abbey in the chat. Hello from Libya. Hello to you. Thank you for tuning in. It's Ox Billiards streams on Wednesdays, bringing you local amateur play of various skill levels. Ben, just not having the best of luck with some of these attempts the last few racks. And breaking out this 4 be a little interesting. If you can get above the 3, sort of like middle table. Well, that's what we call a BIMS. If you're familiar with that, ball in hand, missed shot. Big old BIMS, baby. All right, nice swing around here from Ben. All right, just trying to find a little narrow piece here of the 4. It's going to be a little tricky. He's not quite straight on it, so sort of holding that position. Yeah, just run into it. Nice job. Actually has a pocket for the 4 now. So just needs to take his time.
Don Abbey in the YouTube chat says hello from Libya. What's up? How you doing in Libya?
Ox is officially worldwide.
Since day one.
Since day one, yeah. It's true.
What tables are prevalent in Libya? Meaning, not really the brand, but you guys play 3 cushion, snooker, pool? What do you guys usually play in Libya?
All right, so Ben will be catching this 6. Kind of thick for the back cut, so we can put some draw on this. I was actually looking to go in the upper left corner. Okay, needs to avoid the scratch in the top right. Oh no, he went that way. Okay. Unfortunately, gosh. Cue ball just keeps finding the pockets for him. So this is maybe the 3rd time that Michael has had ball in hand with 3 balls on the table.
Yeah, this one instant, I think Ben should have been seeing the in off, because he saw the carom with the cue ball direction would be off the green, but then at the same time you have to say, okay, if I am not precise, then these are also the angles that the cue ball can take. And it seemed obvious that the cue ball could have drifted towards that bottom right corner, especially if he was looking at it. But it looks like he got away with it. It looks like Ben's rack here.
Yeah, Michael accidentally bumped the 9 on his way back to the 7, so unless... Oof. Would have been a trick shot of the match so far. Alright, so he just needs to draw this off the long rail, get back up top side of the table here for the 9. Almost didn't get enough, but back cut into the upper left is in play, so he needs to take his time, find the line. There it is. Tying this game up 4-4.
Don is saying that everything's okay in Libya. He watches Ox Club for a few years and other clubs of snooker in the U.S., so he's a U.S. snooker follower, which is a very small segment of the world's population. But
Sort of a niche market.
We
yeah.
do appreciate that.
Yeah.
But here they play pool and snooker. So yeah, we are definitely trying to build snooker here.
Yeah, Ox has 4 really nice snooker tables here, world-class tables. We have a hay ball table and 8 9-foot rassons. So, world-class equipment here in Seattle, Washington. I feel like every time I come to this table and I just shoot my true stroke, I'm very satisfied with the positions I get. I go play elsewhere and try to do the same and don't get the position I need, so I'm overshooting or overstroking, etc. So it's nice to come back here and realize that, no, I am doing it right.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes the equipment isn't quite in sync. So
Yeah, we always hear from tournament players that, it's too fast, it's too long, and it's like, you know what? Stop playing where you're playing. Come here and practice. These are pro tables.
I feel like too, I've just encountered some players that say that, and then I realize that they mostly play on 7-foot tables. So when you come to the 9-footer from a 7, you sort of overcompensate your hit. But because this rolls maybe a hair quick, you don't need to.
No,
You don't need to.
It's a 7-foot stroke.
It's a 7, yeah. Yeah. Maybe like a little less pokey, if you will, but you can sort of smooth hit and not use as much force and still get around the table here.
Yeah, these are full court basketball, 7 foot is like half court. Which is funny because both of those are in the Olympics. Full court basketball and half court basketball are in the Olympics, and pool is not. It's insane. But anyway.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a cross table here. Might be able to have the 2 in the right side pocket. All right, so just overcut that one. Which is interesting because of how close it was to the 4. I'm actually surprised he overcut that, but Ben's going to be going for a 1-8 combo here. It's a nice shot. Will he get a look, though? Might have to do a little bit of a masse around the 7.
Yeah, that's...
Even then, it's pretty steep. I suppose he could try to thin masse on the left side of the 7, but that's a little A little too crafty from that distance, maybe. So
You can kick it off that right diamond off the bulk cushion. Come but 1-2 rails, but
I definitely like the 2 rail.
yeah.
Don says looking to join a pool tournament in the U.S. Big tournament in Las Vegas, 300 tables. Have a good one, Noah. Yeah, I was actually just down there for BCA championships. Thanks again, Mike, for sponsoring our team. It was me and a few friends playing in gold 9-ball teams and silver 8-ball teams. Met a lot of really good competition. Got to watch some pros play. Really solid event. The round robin format was spectacular. It ensured that we all got plenty of racks to play. Alright, so overran his position here. Yeah, I feel like this table, at least this match so far, players are either landing in position pretty well or just sort of haphazardly falling out and then having to re-find the line.
Yeah, and some of that frustration of refining that line is forcing physics, and you can't. We all succumb to physics, and that shot there, Mike should have known that there was going to be an in-off. So play safe, know when the break is over, or choose a different shot. Because if you think it's going in, has a possibility of going in off, then guess what? It's going to happen. That was a great shot. If it doesn't go in, come on.
God, this is what I'm saying. Ben is just getting so unlucky with these rolls. That's crazy. I mean, if you're not laughing, you're crying, right? Yeah. Like, geez.
I don't think there's anything he did wrong with that one. Yeah, Sophia in the YouTube chat, looking forward to the NWPA season. So are we. It's always a great time to have them in this year and next year, and it just always gets better. And so, yeah, we're happy to be a part of that tour.
Actually had a former teammate. Her name's Brianna Clark. She played in the NWPA first time here, and she ended up beating Melissa Rushton in one of the early rounds. And yeah, Bree was pretty stoked because she'd never played this particular format before. So shout outs to Bree. All right, so Michael capitalizing on the unfortunate scratch there from Ben.
Well, Raymond calls it an in-off sandwich.
An in-off sandwich, is that like pastrami with peanut butter and jelly? Like
a little secret sauce. If Christian was here, it'd be spicy sauce.
Spicy. Got a spicy match here, folks.
If it was the 90s, it would be an in-off sandwich and a bag of chips.
Yeah, it's been, I mean, I've been sort of a part of the more amateur side of the sort of pool culture here in the Northwest for almost a decade, and finally integrating into, you know, some higher level competition. It's just various skill levels all over the place, but there's so many players who just love the sport, and they all want to see it grow. And yeah, just supporting the local venues, big or small, setting up tournaments. It's been really great. There's a lot of really good tournament directors in the area too that just so selflessly run events for all of us. You know, shout out Secret Wong, Jesse Bergman, Ed Slade. John Kim, Jason Lambert. Wow, there's so many. Even yours is like sort of weekly small bar tournaments, you know. It's expanding the culture of the game.
I moved here in about 2000 and come from Texas. Played pool in bars all the time, like all ages bars. Well, they weren't all ages, but you could play if you were young in a bar in Texas because they don't have the antiquated liquor laws that Washington does.
Mm-hmm.
And so I played quite a bit just bar pool. And then when I got here in about 2000, played at Linda's all the time, like every night, weekday, weekend, play at Linda's. Small little 7-foot table. I think they got rid of it finally. But there was this one player named Ludi. And if you're in Capitol Hill anytime from 2000 to 2020.
I've ran into Ludi.
You know who Ludi is.
Yeah.
Such a phenomenal player. But yeah, it was just so fun to do bar tournaments, and that's how basically I came up here in the Seattle scene. It's just nothing but bar tournaments. Never played APA, never did any of that stuff. Just played in bars until I found snooker in about 2017, and then it was all over. I got hooked.
Kyle saying R.I.P. Ludi.
Are you kidding me, Kyle? Ugh.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, Ludi was, he was something else. Yeah. Some top players. There's also Santiago. I doubt Santiago is listening right now, but I know that he's breathing. I saw him a couple weeks ago, but Santiago was an excellent player. He used to play at the Canterbury before it is what it is now. I think it's closed finally, right?
I think it became something else.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, fun times.
She needs to find the window here between the 8 and the 9. Or the 6 and the 8. Nice play. Curious to see how he approaches this 4. Doesn't quite have the angle he needs to go between the 5-6, so I might kind of swing around here. Oh, he found it. Huh. Nice. Well done. Yeah, Kyle, I always love seeing players' sort of personal style and sort of swagger, if you will. I know a guy plays over on the east side that he basically gets like a pitcher of like cran and tequila. Yeah, so everyone has their own little quirks, and I think that's what makes
$10 bottle of tequila.
Yeah, that's what makes pool interesting. You've got the sort of the buttoned up, serious player, and you've got a player that'll walk in with a cue that's falling apart and still beat you. So,
Raymond.
Yeah, the gap. Yes,
there's always a gap.
Found that secret window. All right, so Michael really dialed in here with his position play.
Yeah, I don't think he's straight enough for a simple follow, so he's got to go stunning to the left.
Hit it real sweet.
Yeah, Michael takes another 2-frame lead.
I think this is the first time we've seen a 2-frame lead since the very beginning of the match, so yeah, Michael really capitalizing on Ben's mistakes.
Kyle talking about Ludi in the YouTube chat. Hilarious guy, Ludi. Always a full picture of Rainier by his side. And pink tennis wrap on his cue. Yeah. Yeah, I've been many places where Ludi has gotten kicked out. And I would just follow him out there and have a cigarette with him. And just be like, all right, dude. But yeah, he was a fairly proficient tournament director as well. So he held a lot of weekend tournaments. Mostly at the Cuff, from what I remember. And then he would try to do some at the Garage, but then that was one of the places that kicked him out. They also kicked me out, but then yeah, he would go all over. Yeah,
Garage has become super corporate now. So even during APA League, they close at 11 p.m. and you have to be out by 11. I was playing a game there a couple of years ago, and we were on, I think, our last 8-ball game, and I was down on the table, and the bartender or waiter or whatever just came over and picked the cue ball up off the table and was like, "Game's done." And I was like, I don't ever want to come back here again. But yeah, no, there's a lot of great spots that host sort of weekly tournaments now here in the Northwest. So it's been able to expand our horizons here, and of course Ox bringing the big tournaments. It's always nice.
Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of people come in here and they talk to me about professionalizing pool and reducing the stigma, right, or undoing the stigma of cue sports. But I come from that. Like, that's like they may or may not notice. I don't know if they do or don't, but that's where I come from. I've been there. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've experienced it, and I just don't think that's the proper way to do it. I don't know if that's hypocritical or enlightenment. I just don't know. But
well, I think you can always raise the standard of expectations without diminishing what exists currently, right?
Yeah.
So like, we're all working within the confines of what's available. So I think as long as tournament directors are running tournaments that like feel good in terms of entry fee and race to and sort of the competition and players are interested in involving themselves with that, then everything will sort of naturally grow and be better, right? So it's not really like, oh, well, your equipment's better than mine. Like, we can all sort of thrive together if we're all just cognizant of,
yeah. No,
that fact.
I got to say, if there are any bars or clubs out there that want to go in on buying some cloth and getting some volume discount, hook up with me. Let's do it. You want to recover your tables, but you think it's too expensive, give me a call, because I think we can work it out. Like, let's get the pool tables across the city.
I would love to see a valley table with Brunswick Centennial on it. Are you kidding? That would be incredible.
I think that would be amazing. The Summit Pub as well. I mean, we went to the Summit Pub the other day and saw a few Ox players there. Couldn't believe they had Powers whiskey and Guinness on draft. Are you kidding me? Like, it's my favorite place from here on out.
Oh yeah, Summit's the old school place where you write your name on the chalkboard to get in line, and you become king of the table.
So me, that was Linda's.
Or queen of the table,
Yeah. No, there were quite a few women players when I was there. They all come here because of Stephanie Sosi and her Fem Night.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I would love to help whoever wants to improve their equipment. We do have connections with wholesalers, and it's not just about us. We could help anybody. We've helped Temple, at least connect them with a mechanic. So yeah.
Yeah, Temple actually has a Simonis on their tables now, so they must have did something right. Yeah,
that's a plus.
Yeah. All right, so there's a pretty decent bank opportunity here for Michael. He will be running into the 8, but shouldn't be too much trouble. I just barely missed that. Got a really good position here with a 5 too, so.
Rob Blanding says a bunch of his APA teams used to work at Summit. That makes sense to me. It's a great place. It's a really cool place. It was their farm league for a while, so they would go and develop players, I guess. There's only one corner pocket that seems to be tight by the bar, but other than that, it's a great little table.
Yeah.
Nice shot.
Yeah, Christian, I know like you and Jack and Gus and Fook all used to hit up Summit a lot. I know Alex Ziok, that used to be his main spot too. A lot of players just go out there. Adele used to run sort of a mini tournament out of there every now and then. Summit is definitely the place where you just want to go shoot some pool, have a bunch of drinks, and just
chicken tinga,
and just flex on the table. Yeah. Like, it's just one of those spots where that's the vibe. So I always appreciate places like that as well. All right, so Michael looking good for this run out as well. Don't see any problems here. He's going to draw back. He could roll. He could go forward. I might actually be going forward here. I'd prefer to go forward as well.
Where are you going, cue ball?
This much forward. Got a little close, but this is totally fine. Play this with just a little bit of low right. Come back middle table. Sort of close to the spot. Or the dot, rather. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Michael extending his lead 7-4 now.
Christian Youngers in the YouTube chat says he used to frequent the Summit Pub pre-COVID. Yeah, I mean, it's a 2-3 minute scooter ride from here. Yeah, it's definitely a place I'm visiting. We actually, Jamie and I were there because we went to Single Shot, which is on the other end of that same block.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And we are always looking for the best Bloody Marys, and for some reason Seattle really screws them up most of the places for our taste.
What do they do to them? I'm not really a fan of Bloody Marys, so what is like too much pepper, or like they throw a chicken wing in there?
Yeah,
or?
you can't taste the alcohol. Sometimes it comes with bacon, which
Sure.
we have vegan friends, you can't do that. And then they put it's usually either the mix that's just watered down, or they put so much ice you can't taste the alcohol. Several ways to mess it up, but the Single Shot, beautiful, perfect Bloody Marys. And we got there an hour early. We missed brunch because we were hungover, and we were too early, so we went to the Single Shot, and we're blown away. We walked in, we're like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. Such a great place.
Speaking of Single Shot, fantastic break here from Michael. 0 problem balls, really. I mean, the 5 to the 6 might be a little squirrely, and the 1 to the 2, but sort of the natural cue ball path to the 2, as long as he hits it with good speed here. Let's roll forward. Yeah, caught it. Too thin. Gonna get a really fortunate miss here. So I like to tell my teammates, like, sometimes if you can miss well, not too much of a problem, you're not completely selling out.
It's the Kyle special.
It's funny though, because like as your game improves, you sort of miss less in your favor. You know what I mean? Like typically, like when you miss, it's because you are sort of lining up your next shot, and like you don't get these sort of lucky leaves. Whereas not to like say that lower skill level players don't always have the best intention with the cue ball, but I feel like sometimes they get a little bit luckier because they don't exactly have that cue ball control. So when they do miss, it's like, oh, you're actually playing like a pretty decent safe as well.
There's also the kind of the similar philosophy, but that favors the better player of the day. And if the better player seems to be getting the rolls, it's because they're at the table more and they're taking more shots. So
they're not as cold. Yeah.
they're not as cold. And, you know,
Oof.
the Efren Reyes, that's such a tight
Barely
shot.
caught the,
That's
yeah,
such a nice
hand
shot.
up. He did not mean to sort of bump that 8, but man, managed to sort of skim off and make
But
the ball.
it's that sort of thing. Like he's, kind of wish there was a shot count, but I would imagine he's taking more shots being 7-4 up than Ben has. So he's more in tuned. Although he's taken two very bad shots, I want to say. The one shot that he should have made and that 2 shot that he should have made.
Yeah, he's definitely had more table time. So if Ben can run this out, I would say that his sort of shot making ability would definitely improve in terms of just him being frequently at the table. But this is kind of tricky. He's gonna have to draw back off this 2.
Come on, 8 ball, get out of the way.
It's pretty nice. Now he's gonna want to draw below the 5.
You know, he forced that angle. I'm not sure that just a stun, 2 cushions to that red in the same corner would have been more predictable and a better angle.
He's gonna get there. Nice.
He caught his tail. He was chasing it for a while, but he's back on track.
6 is gonna be a little bit awkward. Yeah, he's trying to force the angle. Yeah, I was curious how he was going to end up in that spot, but yeah, just hitting the jaws.
So Michael needs to not have a third miss here. A third, what is it, uncharacteristic miss.
I think he's going to hit this pretty sweet. I can sort of just, I don't know, tell. Almost a little too sweet,
Yeah,
a little
it's
too
begging
sugary.
Begging it to stop.
I mean, this isn't the worst outcome.
No.
Just roll it forward, maybe just a hair. Take the 7 in the upper right corner, right past the 9.
Yeah, given that the 8 ball is on the same side as this 7 ball, I'm not sure drawing it back wouldn't be a bad idea, but he's got.
See, the only reason I like rolling it forward just a little bit is because you don't create as sharp of an angle. I mean, you would have had to back cut the 7 slightly, but now you're sort of cutting this thick, which, I mean, the cue ball will roll sort of into the natural path of the 8. It's just a little bit touchy of a shot. Hit it good, though.
All right, for all you people who believe in a commentator curse, he is definitely going to clear this.
If you've been listening to my streams, you know I do not believe in commentator curse. I call it commentator coincidence. Don't think
There are no coincidences.
my voice will not have the power to shake pool tables. All right, so Michael taking a bit of a commanding lead now. I think maybe I hyped up too much of the close matches. Was that it? I don't know. We'll see. I think if Ben takes this rack, it'll be he'll make it 8-7.
You know, Ben had an opportunity there with two misses, two uncharacteristic misses from Michael in this match. But that middle pocket shot for Ben was, could have been the end of the match. We'll see. And I'm not saying that it comes down to that one shot. It's all a collection of shots, but this past rack should have been Ben's.
Mm-hmm. Really solid break here. Michael, before the match, was saying that he was sort of struggling with the break box break, but this looks pretty good. The one isn't the most open shot, but it does go in the side pocket. And if he hits this smooth, he should have a pretty decent shot on the two in the lower right, so...
Let's see if Michael's more intentional with his shots here, not trying to replicate the misses of the previous rack. Knows this is hill for him.
It's also a pretty decent safe here if he just rolls the cue ball up onto the 8. Kind of like, no. That was unfortunate. Put a little too much spin on it. I think if he would have rolled almost like straight top, maybe angled the 1 ever so slightly, would have found himself behind the 8, but...
Yeah, and those snooker style safeties, you rarely put side on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's usually top or bottom. Usually top.
Alright, so if Ben can sort of swing between the 4 and 9 and get up table, he might be able to have the 3. This is actually a pretty fortunate combo layout.
Take your time, Ben.
Yeah. Nice. Good angle here for the 3 to get to the 4. Probably just stun off with this 3 to get over cross table. This actually looks like he's running it up. That's fine. I think he has just enough angle to come off the rail for the 6 in the lower left. I think he's kind of just rushing a little bit now. Right? He got down and almost shot immediately, so...
The 1 stroke.
Play this with straight top and come around the right side of the 9 ball. Oh, was able to catch on the inside. Okay, fortunate bump.
Set your phasers to stun.
Yep. Beam me up, Scotty. Well played.
I love these blind pockets.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I don't know why. I don't know why I almost set myself up for them, but
I actually kind of like the blind pocket this way as opposed to the other cut. Like a back cut blind pocket as opposed to a thick forward cut for some reason. I just see this better. Oh no.
No.
Michael just wanted to play more pool. It's fine.
All right, Ben, take your time. Come on, get this rack in. Here we go. That's 9 ball.
It's 9 ball, baby. All right, 8-5. Ben set to break here. Can he pull off a 4-pack? Anything's possible. It is winner break, so.
Have you ever seen the Mitchell and Webb show?
Yes.
They did a skit called Number Wang.
Yeah.
That's
number wang. They're actually bringing that back. They're bringing it back.
Oh yeah. Oh, they really?
Yeah. All right, Ben with the 2 in the side pocket. Gonna cross over the rack here. I have a pretty good look on the back cut on the 1. We'll be running into the 8, so potentially making both of these balls here. Problem, however, if he makes this 1, it's going to be pretty awkward to get to the 3, so he may potentially play safe and just send the cue ball up above the 7. No, he went for it. Don't know if he's going to like this.
I think if you come off the short cushion.
Oh.
But he may.
That would be a very fancy kick. That'd be a very fancy kick. No, I think he might be able to just sort of thin this enough to where the 5 goes. This sounds crazy, but I wouldn't mind just drawing off of the 1 and making the 5.
Yeah.
And sort of sending the 1 2 rails. And if you hit it neat enough, you could actually sort of send the 1 towards that left side pocket and just leave the cue ball here. He went for it.
Thinking the same thing.
Hit it too hard though. Didn't quite line up the draw off of the 1.
Yeah.
Just kind of
trying to get the cue stick out of the way, so he jabbed it just a bit.
Yeah.
But you got to know that the cue ball's not coming back at your cue stick, so that you can dig deep into it.
A little bit of low left here to get on the right side of the 3. Yeah, if it didn't hit the point, it would have been a pretty good position for the 3. I mean, this is not terrible.
Steve Williams in the YouTube chat says he wants next. Yeah, that's what they all say. Ah.
Yeah, Steve, if you're in the area, become an Ox member. 24-hour access to the club Mondays and Wednesdays exclusively for members. Get discounted rates.
Yeah, contact Zach. You schedule you
Contact Mike at Ox Billiards for the membership, and then we'll go from there once I get confirmation. Derelict of responsibility here in the booth.
What? What are you talking about? I'm
Well,
just playing safe.
big accidental save here from Mike. I mean, I guess he was leaving himself for the 5, so... Oh, well done, Ben.
Ooh, Christian is reminding the YouTube chat that he and Michael are supposed to play a set next time they're in town.
Yeah, I actually reached out to Christian and was like, hey, are you going to be in town early March? Because originally was going to have him play Michael on this stream. But Ben happily stepped in.
Johnson and Dominguez. Yeah, no way. We'll start from here. I'll get 8. He has 5. Race to 9.
You need 9?
I need 8.
Oh, okay.
That was a good hit. Can he get lucky?
Yeah, not quite.
Yeah, let's see. Michael's 594. I'm about a 493, so 100 points. What does he give me? In the race to 9? 8?
And a race to 9 is probably like a 9-3. It's like a 9-3 or a 9-4, something like that. If you're playing the hot 6 Fargo. Really nice shot here from Michael.
Really was.
Really solid position. Go 2 rails back up for the 7.
This royalty-free music has Miami Vice vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going, cue ball?
There's the 2nd rail, 3rd rail.
Oh.
It's a little awkward. It's pretty straight. Don't know if he can really do the force follow, so yeah, this is... He might have to sort of settle for landing on the short side of the 8 and just sending the 8 in the lower left corner. But I feel like he's going to try to force it. It might not turn out great, but we'll see. Okay, that's where I was hoping he would land. I just didn't think he would hit it that hard. Because I think he was trying to do something else, but I actually don't mind this position. Sure, it's a long shot, but you're actually rolling into the line for the 9, so it's not terrible. And he hit that sweet, so this should be it. Really nice layup here for the 9. Right, 9-5. That solidifies the win for Michael Johnson over Ben Dwan. Thank you all for joining us on this stream. My name is Zach Ross, joined here with Mike Dominguez.
Thank you so much, Zach. You always do a great job.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, you're a great Q Sports communicator, not only online, but go to the YouTube news and blog. He's got articles there. And he will be here for the Seattle 9-Ball Open once again. So thanks for everything that you do for the Q Sports community in Seattle. Zach, way to go.
Yeah, thank
and
you.
Congrats to Michael. Well done.
All right, folks, y'all have a lovely evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from. Hit that like and subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified when we go live. Might be able to squeeze in one more match before the Seattle 9-Ball Open, but if not, we will see you live March 28th through 30th. So be sure to tune in or buy your ticket if you're in the area to come check out some pro matches.
Get in the room.
Yeah, pros versus amateurs, pros versus pros. Should be a pretty sweet event, so see y'all then. Take care. Have a good night.